Welcome back to Dubsy Bricks for another episode of Building Gotham City in Lego, and it's haul time. Managed to get to Dublin yesterday, and the pick a brick wall was fantastic, as was the service at the Blanchardstown store. The service you get from Sive and Shane is always top notch, and yesterday was no exception. And this new piece was on the pick a brick wall, and I couldn't help but pick loads of these up to make some trees for Gotham City. But also on the wall were more of the snot bricks in the 1x4. The one piece I've been waiting for so long for them to have on there is the 1x2 masonry brick in dark bluish grey. And I took basically one of their whole boxes of them, which I think works out about 4 of the pick a brick boxes. So this box here is just the masonry bricks. There's some 1x4 normal white bricks there as well, which come in handy for the tantive. Similar in that one. And again in the back here, this one is all masonry bricks and snot bricks. But this one here, we've got more of the fern elements, but we've also got a whole load of the 6x8 white plates, and they're going to be used for our tantive build. And it's the same in that one there. And we also got a gift with purchase in the form of the Easter Bunny surprise and also the little chick with the egg there. So yeah, really happy with this haul that we managed to get in Blanchardstown yesterday. In the last update, we worked on the road that's going to be leading from the lower section of Gotham to the raised platform area. Mended the roads just here, but also started this little island section here, which we're going to have a statue on there. We had some great ideas in the comments, such as the Lady of Gotham and also the Statues of Justice. There are a lot of similarities to these statues to the Statue of Liberty. So I've got the Lego set here, the architecture set, which is obviously the Statue of Liberty. And what I'm going to do first of all, I'm going to just make that up, see what it's like, get some ideas for building techniques, and then pop it on the island just here, just to see what it looks like size-wise, and whether or not we need to go for bigger or something of that sort of scale. So let's make the setup and see what we think. And here we have the Statue of Liberty set on the waterfront, and size-wise, I think that's pretty much the size that I would like my statue to be on the waterfront here. I'm not after something that's going to be in scale to like you would see in New York comparative to a building. I do want something that's scaled down quite a bit, so I think this will work very well for what I'm after. I could just modify the statue on the top here to make it look how I want it to look, and the images on screen at the moment are what I'm going to be using for my inspiration. The base, again, I love the base of this model. I think the whole set is really good, with the exception of the face on the Statue of Liberty there, or lack of it, should I say. So I just need to decide now how much of this set I want to keep and how much of it I want to design myself. And a slight change here. I've ripped up the platform area that was going on here. It's still all in one piece, but I'm just changing how it's all connected in the center. The previous technique wasn't quite at a 45-degree angle, so I've got the jumper plates here and the studs, and now I'm just going to put these trans clear blue bricks on there. Then that'll keep it at a perfect 45-degree angle. And then what that's going to enable me to do is actually put some 45-degree plates, such as these here, on the back. Then I can tile over it and there's not going to be any gaps showing. And there we have the base of the statue all in place. The platform is now at a 45-degree angle, whereas previously it was just a fraction out, and much happier with it looking like that. Now on the back here we've tiled the pavements, or done a fair bit of tiling on the pavements. I have left a couple of studs exposed, so I'm going to be putting a park bench just here and a rubbish bin just on that stud just there. Need to get some of the quarter circle tiles, which are the 3x3 ones. I've got loads of the 4 ones, but not the 3, so I just need to get some of those. And this section here, I'm just going to fill that up with some green plates, and I'm going to have some vegetation in there just to give it a pop of colour, which I think is much needed. So let's work on those details now, and then I'll check back in once we've done so. And it's nice to finally start doing some of the finishing touches to the city. Got the park bench there, a bin there for the rubbish, and we put some vegetation in there. Now, I'm not at all happy with this. It's way too untidy and it's just a complete mismatch of pieces. So once I've got more vegetation parts in my collection, I'm going to go back and redo that. But it's nice just to have that little bit of colour. I'm really happy with how the base of this statue has come out, and what I think I'm going to do is just put the Statue of Liberty on the top of it just for the time being. With the water, I've managed to find out some 1x2 clear plates, but once I've got some more, I'll go back and redo the water, so there's a lot more detail in there. What I want to do next is carry on plating this along here with black and the blue plates. I am getting very low on blue plates, so it might just be black for the time being. Move that wall forward, and then once I've done that, I'm going to turn my attention to this section just here. And that's the support pillars all in place, ready to be plated off. And I was originally going to have the Shrek Tower just here. However, I don't think that that's enough width for the tower, and there are so many cool scenes from Batman Returns that I would like to capture in here. I think what I'm going to do is actually move the Shrek Tower back to just there. In this area here, I'm going to have the sort of thing that you had where they were turning on the tree lights, and you had some statues there as well. I think that would all look pretty cool around here. So what I'm going to do now is just carry on doing the pavement around the edges here, build the brick walls up, do the steps going up to this raised area and plate that all off. So I'm going to just do that part, and I'll check back in once I've done so. And here we have the raised area all completed, ready for the building to go on top and all the other details that we'll be doing. I am going to put some more steps that will go up to this part, but I'm not sure where or how I'm going to do that exactly. Next, I'm just going to move the Monarch Theatre, raise that level up as well. And I may have it so this whole area is that little bit higher. That way, if I do have any roads going through, I can have a bridge going over it. And I think that's going to add that little bit more detail to the city. And that's the raised platform area there, all ready to be built on and tiled off, etc. And I think it just gives it a little bit more character rather than just having it all flat. So it's well worth while putting those extra bricks in below it. Now, I need to work on the road section here at some point, and I want it so the road curves around. A few people have suggested using the technique that Brickcrafts used. He did a couple of videos ago, and it was using a whole load of 2x1 plates and enables you to bend the road nicely. Now, that would be fantastic. However, the problem with that is the pavements, I wouldn't be able to curve them as well. With his, where it's in the countryside, he's just used vegetation to line the edges of the road, whereas obviously I won't be able to do that here. So I don't honestly think that that's the best technique for this city, unfortunately. As much as I would love to have done that, if I could have worked out a way of doing the curbs and the pavements they curved with the road, that would have been amazing. But yeah, I think that's a little bit outside my skill set, or it's not possible with the parts available from Lego at the moment. What I'm going to turn my attention to now, though, is doing the wall along here. So I just want to continue the same style as I've done down the end there, have it so it comes out here and again here, just to give it a little bit more variety along the front wall there. And I'll worry about the road, how I'm going to finish it off at a later stage. And a fair bit of progress has been made here. We've tiled off all of the water. I will be adding more details to the water. I just need to get in some of the 2x1 trans plates. and some cheese wedges and things like that. And once I've done that, I will peel some of the tiles off and add it onto the water there. But I just want to get it all tiled off just to give it a nicer finish until I get those parts in. Now with the wall, again, I just need to tile this off, and I'll probably use some of the curved slopes that are 2 plates high. I think that'd be quite a nice finish on there. And with the road section here, again, I think this is how I'm going to have the road, but I will tidy this up considerably, especially things like the pavement. I want to have it so the studs are pointing in the same direction as the road. So I'll work on that hopefully in the next update. But yeah, all of the roads, there's going to be a lot more detail going to them. These lines are just temporary that are on there at the moment. I need to get the parts in. Once I've got the plates and tiles, I need to do it. Then I will change all of this and make it look a lot better. But yeah, really happy with how much we've managed to get done in this update so far. One final thing I want to do is just put the Statue of Liberty on top of the stand there, just to give me a better idea of what it's going to look like once it's done. And here we have the statue. And I decided it was better off just amending the Lego set and doing away with the book and putting my own shield on there. I just think it just looks a little bit better. And I don't think I would have been able to come up with anything anywhere near as good statue-wise on there. So I thought I might as well just use the statue there and just modify it to how I want it to look. But really pleased with how this entire section has come together. It's really starting to come to life, even with just little details like having the fisherman there and the life ring there as well. And I can't wait to carry on building up on all of this section and just getting all the lines put in the road correctly. So yeah, lots to do in the coming weeks. But as I said before, I need to get a load of parts in so we can carry on doing a lot of the building here. I just wanted to show you how much work we've managed to get done in this update. Here is the before picture and here is the after. So nice bit of progress, and it's nice to see this part of the city coming to life. Anyway, that's all we have time for. I hope you've enjoyed the update. If you have, please remember to give us a big thumbs up. If you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future content on the channel. And if you know anybody else you think could be interested in building Gotham City in Lego, if you could share the channel with them, it'd be much appreciated. Anyway, thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.